are involved in that figure.
But sir, those 300, if I was to argue this, do make up for our two key indices. They are the companies that dominate the investor imagination in the stock markets, and therefore any change in accounting for those companies is likely to have a far bigger impact.
No, that's exactly what I wanted to understand. They have known for a long time that what will apply to them are accounting standards which are convergent with international accounting standards, except for a few carve-outs. So the standards which will be notified will not be any surprise to them. If they wanted to be prepared for this, they could have very exactly looked at the international accounting standards which are there. And most companies have been prepared. Out of the 300 companies, I'm sure that at least 50% of them are already with it. Many of them are already preparing accounts under IFRS. Many of them are borrowing money abroad and issuing prospectuses where they need IFRS accounts. So I don't agree with that. And you see, what has also happened is that there has been a lot of misinformation given, and unfortunately by some of our own colleagues. People keep talking very loosely, saying that the Indian standards which we are going to do are going to be a dilution of IFRS. And therefore we will have to look at what those dilutions are. Someone said it is 75% dilution. I don't know how one can measure in percentages. But as I pointed out, we have only about 4 or 5 major carve-outs. Apart from that, these standards will be exactly like the international accounting standards. And if they are exactly like the international accounting standards, any large company must keep itself abreast of what is happening in the international accounting standard. They are all published, they are available, and they could have easily prepared for it.
So why do you suppose there is so much resistance?
I'll tell you, the real reason is the nervousness is not because of the accounting standards. The nervousness is because of the tax position. See, when this 2 years ago, September 2009, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs formed this core group for the implementation of IFRS in India. They formed also a separate group to talk to the CBDT about the tax implications of this. Now, I'm not sure how much progress has been made in that. And because that is not there is a nervousness saying if these international standards are implemented, there will be an increase in tax liability. I can accept that position that no one would like to implement a standard which gives them an economic disadvantage. And therefore the correct approach is that the tax authorities and this group must very quickly come out with solutions.
I know that you pointed out that the accounting standards are well known, with the exception of the few carve-outs that India will, make place for, and that's why we term our move to IFRS as convergence as opposed to a pure play adoption. I get that. What is taking so long in the standards being notified, sir? Why have they not been notified as yet?
Okay. The point is that there are 2 reasons why this has happened. One is, of course, we always had a December 31st deadline. Because standards can't be notified piecemeal. The department has to take the whole body of standards and notify them. And we were told that, our subgroup was told that we have to give them the corrected standards by 31st of December 2010, so that they could then ensure that they are notified. We have done that on that time limit, so there has been no delay. That's the first point I want to make. The second point which you have to remember is that there is a due process which is involved. The due process is that the NACAS has only a body which recommends to the government the adoption of a standard. It doesn't formulate the standard. The Accounting Standards Board of the Institute formulates the standard. And they have a due process whereby after they prepare the standard, they expose it for public comment. So all of this takes time. The final factor, and perhaps the factor which has delayed matters the most, is that international standards themselves have been constantly undergoing changes.
Okay.
The IASB has not frozen the standards.
Right.
They're in the process of revising the old standards, and particularly after the financial crisis, the most critical standard which needed revision was IAS 39, which is on financial instruments.
Right.
That process is still going on, and all standards are interrelated.
Yes.
You cannot revise one standard without revising other standards, because there are cross references to those standards. So I personally believe the Institute has done a wonderful job in revising all those standards.
Okay.
They have been seen by NACAS. We have recommended the changes, and unless we have a roadblock because of as I said, of Hindi translation of the standards,
Okay.
I don't see any reason why they cannot be notified before 31st of March.